welcome back to Ronin Films. Today we're going to be coding a command handler for our Discord bot. You'll need a command handler when you are creating commands for your Discord bot. Let's get into it. So guys, as you can see, we are here in our Koi Discord bot code. We're sitting in the index.js folder. Now there are a few things you're going to want to do first. Come up here to the client area and type comma, gateway intent bits, partials, and collections. Don't write the end. Now under that, you're going to want to type const guilds, guild members, and guild messages. And then have that equal to gateway intent bits. So you're referring back to it up in your last const that you did. Now you're going to want to type const user message guild member thread member equals partials. We're now defined what partials is. Now if you come down here to the const client equals new client, I want you to write out intents, your two dots, and guilds, guild members, guild messages, user members, guild members, thread members, etc. Now underneath the client.config events, come down and write client.events equals new collection and two curly brackets and close it off with a semicolon. Nice. Now you're going to want to come down here and you're going to type in the terminal npm I, make sure you use I, and we're going to import Glob. We need Glob for a few of the stuff that we're going to be using in this code today. And you're going to want to come up here, create a new folder, call the folder functions, and in the functions folder, create a file called fileLoader.js. Okay? Now, in your file loader, you're going to want to write out the following. Const glob equals require glob, promisefy equals require util, etc. Then under that, you're going to want to do your async function. You're going to load the files. Make sure you also module.export load files. Really simple. Now come up here and create a new folder. Call the folder handlers. And in the folder handlers, create a new file and call it event handler.js. And this here is going to be our event handler. In here, type async function load events brackets client. Now, we are requiring from our file loader, which is easy. Now we'll just clear the terminal and we're going to import our ASCII table. So npm I ASCII table. Okay, so underneath your require file loader, type const ASCII table, require ASCII table, const table equals new ASCII dot set heading events status. Now we're going to clear our events, so await client.events.clear, now curly brackets, and close it off with a semicolon. Nice. Underneath that, you're going to type const files equals await load files, curly brackets, and we'll put events in there underneath our quotation marks. Close it off with your semicolon. Now under that, you're going to go files dot for each, two curly brackets, and we're going to type file in the second curly bracket. Then we're doing an arrow function to some more curly brackets, and we're going to go const event equals require brackets file, and we'll close it off with our semicolon. I'm going to go const execute equal brackets. Now just make sure it's execute here. I typed execute instead of execute, so yeah, just make sure it's execute and not execute. So we're doing our arg statement, arrow function to event.execute, and another arg statement, and we're doing client, and close it off with a semicolon. Now underneath your const execute, type client.events.set. Make sure you do your brackets after set, and we're going to go event.name, comma, execute. Close it off with your semicolon. Okay, nice. Now underneath that, we're going to type our if statement. So, if event.rest, now our curly brackets, so whatever's in here works with the if statement. We're doing another if statement. So, if event.once, okay, and we're going to go client, make sure you write client, dot rest, dot on, and we're going to go event.name, comma, and after that we're going to write x. Type else, and under the else you are going to want to type client.rest.on, and then curly brackets again, and we're going to go event.name, comma, execute. Right, here's where I found out that I had wrote execute instead of execute, so I'm just fixing up my problem. Don't mind me. And there we are, it's all working now. Okay, now underneath that last line that we just did, outside of our if statement, we're doing our else. So else, now the curly brackets, we're typing another if statement in this else. So we're going if brackets event dot once, client dot once, and brackets again, we're typing event dot name, and comma, execute. Now we're going outside of that, we're typing else, client dot on, event dot name, comma, execute. There doesn't need to be a space there, it just makes your code nice and formatting for if you want to get support. Okay, outside of that else statement, we're going to go table.add row, brackets event dot name, comma, and we'll put an emoji somewhere in here. How about a green dot? That seems about right, doesn't it? Awesome. Okay, now just outside of those if statements, we're going to type return.console.log table.toString, our brackets, and then comma after those brackets, and we're going to write something here, which we're going to \n, which will create a new line, and we're going to say loaded the events. And how about we add an emoji in there as well? How about a nice little tick? Now outside of that code, we're going to module.export equals, so we're module.exporting this. Make sure you do module.exports, not module.export. It won't work otherwise. Okay, now you are going to want to go to your file and create a new folder and call it events. And then come down here to your index.js and you're going to type out the following. Okay, so underneath the const client, you're going to type const load events equal require function events handler. That means we are grabbing information that is in the event handler.js. Now underneath the client.events equal new collection, type load events, brackets, and type client. Now it has to be under there because that's where we have been defining the client. And you're going to want to create a folder in the events folder we previously created and call this folder client. Now, in the client folder we just made, create a file and call the file ready.js. Now, in the ready.js, you are going to want to write out the following: module.exports equal, and your curly brackets, and we're going to do name ready once true execute console.log. The client is now online. Okay, that's all easy. Now we're going to want to go over to our index.js, and we want to remove our dot then statement after the client.login thing. So just delete that. Make sure you close that there off with your semicolon. Nice. Okay, now you're going to want to save our project. So to save it, it's simple Shift Command S if you're on Apple. Now come down to the terminal. We are going to run the bot. Okay, here in the terminal, to run the bot, just type node space dot, and that will run the bot. As you see, the events are online, status is online, and we have successfully loaded the events. Well guys, thank you so much for watching today's video. If you enjoyed it, please drop down below and hit that subscribe button and like button. If you have anything you want me to code in the future, let me know. Just a heads up, you guys will need to have a event handler, a command handler, and all this stuff which doesn't seem fun at the moment, so you can build all those fun commands later on, like a reaction roles, a ticket bot, a warn bot, etc, etc. So guys, again, thank you so much for watching today's video. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, like the video, and share with your friends who you think might like it. Well guys, Ronin Films out.